Happy Monday, folks. Welcome back to the Scuttlebutt. So today, Monday reset. Basically, what that means is that we've did our tasks or the things that we were doing last week, and then basically went through the weekend. And because on here we only film Monday through Friday, and basically kind of go through and tried to talk about just whatever's on our mind for the most part, right? But we also still try to give you some insights to what's going on over on the main channel, right? That's basically the whole point behind this, right? Huh, Giggles? Huh? And Willow? Say hi. Camera's here. But yeah, so that's really what this is all about. And from other things that we've seen, of videos, asking y'all what would you rather see, us being outside or inside. Well, no one really commented saying which one they'd rather see, but looking at the analytics between videos outside and inside, all the videos outside always do so much better. So I'm outside today. Gladys actually inside. She's prepping for tamales. She's already been doing a pork. Basically slow cooked the pork all last night. So we got to sit there and listen to that. Or not listen to it, but smell it as we're sitting there sleeping. And give me 1 second, because I see a smudge right here on the camera. Let's get that smudge off, y'all. Maybe that will improve. There, I think that's a little better. Does that look better? I think that looks a lot better. Yeah. So, we have been working on the chicken coop expansion project. We've also been working on the gabion wall project. So, doing the little landing up here, because that's going to be for this building here is going to get moved up there. And then we also have another spot in the back of the house where we're going to be putting this building. So this week though, and if you did not know, all of this area right here, right, starting from this, is going to be garden space. So I can actually, let me get you flipped around, and let's see what we're going to be working on. So, like I said, all of this area here is actually eventually going to be garden space. So if we kind of come over here, and yeah, there's a lot of junk here, right? So basically coming all the way to here. So this area here where you can kind of see where I drive the tractor, and all of this area underneath the power lines, all the way to the fence. Okay, you want to kind of imagine this. Oh, sorry, I almost dropped you. Being a road. So coming all the way from the main road out here, right? We have to build another bridge coming across the creek. But all of this, especially like right in this area here, is going to be driveway at some point in time. So what that means, basically where all this wood sits, pretty close to about where the ice coolers are. It's going to come around to roughly in here where this concrete is, the corner of this concrete, right? And it might even curve a little bit more, maybe further in. But all this, right, is still going to be a road. So road. But then all of this area here up along the fence, where this shop sits, where the tent sits, where the playhouse sits, all this will all be garden, okay? So obviously, along the driveway, we can build a curved fence, right? This can all be area of where we have some in-ground beds, stuff that would really soak up the water coming down from the hill. We do have some water management, right? All this area is going to get fixed. But I think our next project that I'm going to be focusing on this week is starting to get this stuff moved around. So that tent needs to get moved. That playhouse needs to get cleaned out. I don't really want to be putting a whole bunch of stuff into that shed there because I still need to move that off of that concrete, basically down to where my truck sits. And then once it gets down to here, it's going to get skidded over to that pad. But I need to call around today and actually get some quotes for a concrete, to do a concrete pad, because we're doing one there. We're basically right behind the tractor, doing another one behind the house for that, for the playhouse. And then the big concrete pad is going to be for this shed here. Okay, that's eventually going to be the YouTube studio. But where's all this going to go? Well, let's go find out. Okay, and as we walk over there, we can kind of talk a little bit about some stuff. So, obviously, we're still on a budget, and it's one of the reasons why. So, I mean, I had talked about that last week, right? Of, oh, you're not a homesteader unless you do this. It's a short video that I posted, right? That you get the project to about 50%. And then you start another project. Well, yes and no. Right? So, obviously, if you're a homesteader on a budget, the reason why it looks to be that way is that you're starting to focus on these projects. You're doing stuff, and then you kind of run out of funds for what you're working on, right? So, before you can go get more materials, well, you still need to work on something, so you start another project. Well, that's kind of what's going on, right? Obviously, we're working on the chicken coop. We bought all the materials that we were able to work on said chicken coop to the point that it was at, right? And then we also already had materials on hand for the gabion wall, so we went ahead and started working on that. And then now that is done, well, still not payday, and we still need to come up with other projects to do. So, where am I at? Well, let's get you flipped around. We are on the other side of the pond with Miss Willow, and our burn pile. Yeah, well, nope, that's actually where I was building another shop. Well, technically, it's not a shop, and I need to kind of come around all this stuff. So let's get over here. We'll come around. So, yes, this was one of those projects that I had worked on basically on weekends on my spare time. Dad did help me kind of put this stuff up, right? But as I was building this to be a shop. And then later, I decided, well, I don't want it to be a shop. I'm just going to have it be storage. So eventually that's what it's going to be. So I am going to finish this out at some point. I'm not worried about this right now. It is going to be just like a single sloped roof kind of going down that way. But as you look over here, dirt work, kind of atrocious, right? I was kind of getting over here trying to extend the land back. But all of this kind of needs to be leveled out. And basically where that ring sits is where like a blacksmith shop is eventually going to be. But I'm going to repurpose a lot of the stuff from that metal building for the blacksmith shop. Is it going to be the exact same size? No. It's probably not going to be as big as that. It's definitely not going to be as tall as that. But I am going to utilize a lot of that material for this over here. But what I do need to do is we're going to be getting over here this week. So this is going to be kind of what you'll be seeing Friday. Okay, so we're going to get some stuff cleaned up, smoothed out, and then we're going to start moving a lot of that stuff over into this area. That way we'll kind of doing two birds with one stone. For one, clearing out a lot of that junk that's over there. Because for one, it's an eyesore, right? And you kind of see over here, yes, we're up along the driveway, but we are kind of behind trees and stuff. And yes, it will impact the building of this later. You know, sometime next year, this probably is going to end up being a summertime project, so I'm not too worried about it. But we're going to get that area cleared out, go ahead and start getting some concrete ripped up, start getting that tent moved. Well, not the concrete, but at least get the tent moved, get the playhouse cleared out or cleaned out to the best of my ability. Obviously, a lot of my tools, I don't want to be in a tent, right? Because it's horrible environment for that. Like my table saw, my drill press. I mean, this stuff is already gathering rust, and I'm going to have to fix those at some point when I have my nice big shop. But I do want to get stuff cleared out of that playhouse shed. That way we can get it moved. And so this is going to be a multi-process thing. It's not all happening one day. It's definitely not going to happen in one video. But this is what we're kind of working on right now until we can get some more materials to finish the gabion wall on the other side next to the house, get the stairs built, and then also finishing out the chicken coop. So, yeah. So this is kind of our plan for what's coming up next. So if you're new here and you've made it this far, we thank you for following in on our journey. This is just a side channel to our main channel, Ivey's Family Factotum. And yeah, so you get a little behind the scenes action, stuff that's coming up next and whatnot. Willow down there eating plants. What are you doing? You got upset Tommy? Silly goose. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So it's a lot of work, I know. But man, this week by this Friday, I mean, you see I'm out here in a t-shirt. The winter solstice was yesterday. So now it's going to be a little windy. I apologize for that. But the longest night, right? The longest night of the year was yesterday. So now our days will be getting longer. Our nights will be getting shorter. Moving forward, starting today. So, yeah. Hopefully everyone had a good winter solstice day and stuff. But we are going to head back. Where are you going? She's leaving me, guys. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go get the. I guess that's that one. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get the
Cheese sticks.
yeah, and some of those sponge thingies for Nani to clean the toilet.
Okay. It's so warm out here, I got a mosquito on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Be safe. Love you.
I love you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Going to get some cheese sticks for the bean and cheese tamales. Yummy. All right. So, yeah, like I was saying, by this Friday, it is going to be like almost 80 degrees. So that is crazy. Yeah. Super crazy. But anyway, we definitely thank y'all for following in on our journey, helping us grow. Share us out. Help us get to the 1,000 subscribers. That is our next big goal on here. So we can get monetized. Because if you did not know, we are devoting this channel to 100% giving back to veteran community. So yeah, everything, 100% of everything we earn on this channel is getting donated back to the veterans for the next 20 years. So yeah, we can't do that without y'all. So with that being said, get out there and thank a veteran at every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day, and we will see you tomorrow. Later, friends.